Hi guys, in this video I'll cover the logical OR operator. I'll go over the truth table and I'll demonstrate an example. Now the logical OR operator is represented by two vertical bars. It's a binary operator that expects two operands, A and B. Now A and B are really just placeholders, so it could be any condition, for example, number larger than 0 or is sunny. And this assumes that is sunny is a Boolean variable, so we have the Boolean value already, but it could be really just any condition. Now to better understand the logical OR operator, I have the truth table here, and this lists the two conditions, A and B, and the Boolean value that each could evaluate to. Then the last column here, A or B, is the result of the overall condition. Now, for example, if A is false and B is false, the overall condition with the logical OR operator would also be false. If A is false and B is true, the overall condition is true. If A is true but B is false, the overall condition is true. And if both A and B are true, the overall condition is also true. Now to summarize this, basically A or B will always be true as long as one, either A or B, will be true. Both of them are true, it's fine too. If both of them are false, the condition is false. Now let's take a closer look at an example. Let's say I have a character variable named option, and I prompt the user to enter an option between A and C or 0 to exit. And I read the input into the option variable, and then I have a condition. I check if option is either A or if option is B. Now I leave it at this for now, and I output here valid. Else cout invalid. So running this, I can enter a value here. Let's say I enter A. This will be valid. If I run this again, and let's say I enter D, this would be invalid. So this is the logical operator. We see one of them just has to be true. For example, when I entered B, this became valid. Now, same like with the OR AND operator, we can have as many logical operands as we like. So I can do OR option equal C, or option equal character 0. So these are the three options that I have. I can check if it's A, B, C, or 0. That way I know it's a valid input that I expect. And then I can execute accordingly. 0, I could exit the program. A or C, I could provide the corresponding option or the corresponding action that I want to execute based on that option. So if I run this again, let's say I enter A this time. So I build, the option came, I enter A, and here it's valid. What happened in this case? It checked if option A, if option equaled A, in this case it was true, and it didn't even have to check the remaining options, because looking at the truth table, we know if A is true, this is the case here, the overall condition will definitely be true. Only A or B has to be true, only one of them. So it doesn't matter if the second one will be true or false, it won't change anything with the condition. So the first check, if this is true, it entered the then block of the condition. Now, if I enter, for example, C, when I run this again, assuming option is C, this is still valid. So check the first condition here, which is checks if C equals A, this is false. Then I would check the next one, is it B, this is false. This one is true, and then it enters. So really what's going on, it compares all the conditions and until it finds one that is true. At that case, it can enter the then block. Because we know when this is false, it checks the next one. As soon as it's true, the overall condition is true. So that's some built-in optimization. Now, we can also combine the OR operator and the AND operator. So we could, for example, say if the option is larger or equal to A, and I remove the B here, and option is less than or equal to C, or the option is 0. So running this, let's try this out. Let's say enter A. This is valid. If I run it a second time, and let's say I enter B, this is valid as well. And now let's try 0. So 0 should also be valid. It's a valid option. This one would be valid too. And let's try one more invalid one. Let's say we try D. This one is invalid. So this shows you how the logical OR operator works and how you can combine it with different operators and build much more complex conditions. So if you want to change the precedence, you can always use parentheses. This would be here the default precedence. The AND operator takes precedence over the OR operator. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.